Morning, day 2 here in Barbados, and it's 9 o'clock in the morning. So naturally we're going on a tour of distilleries, not just one, but 3 rum distilleries across the island, and all before this afternoon's programme at 2. So wish me luck. My first stop is one of the world's most famous rum brands, the Mount Gay Distillery in the capital Bridgetown. I've come to speak with one of the guides and experts, Ramal Jones, who takes us back to the very start in 1703.
Right, back then as when it all began, sugar cane was relatively new to the island, and they were after the sugar. So there was a water byproduct called molasses, which they dumped actually by the barrelful until they realized that when it's fermented, it can be distilled into rum. It essentially doubled in profit, earning its name Black Gold, and distilleries popped up all over the island.
The Mount Gay being the first, although it's really a hill, isn't it?
It is the first. It is the first. It's technically the rum that invented rum.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it was invented, or the guy who first owned it was called Sober, which I think is brilliant. I mean, but then it became Mount Gay. How was that?
So the Sober family owned the plantation. You can't exactly call it Sober rum, right? So they hired their long-term friend Sir John Gay to operate the plantation in their absence, and he did such a great job. When he died, they named everything after him, hence Mount Gay.
Yeah.
Mount part happened because in Barbados, any hill over 50 feet was called a mountain.
I'm just passing the famous Sandy Lane golf course, and we've left Mount Gay Distillery, and we're on our way to what's a micro distillery, St Nicholas Abbey. It's actually in a place which has one of the few surviving Jacobean houses in the Western Hemisphere. So we're going to see that, but also one of the newest distilleries here on Barbados.
The house is 350 years old. It has this wonderful history. It was built 23 years after Barbados was settled by the British originally. We have the old steam mill dating back to the 1850s. So it seemed crazy to then mechanize everything from there on in, because also when you mechanize, you have to put it behind glass so people can't touchy-feely. Luckily with alcohol, it's sterile, so you can come and wander through the bottling area.
Yeah, I think people love it, that you can see them coming through, and just being able to go and stand by the machinery that's doing the distilling and so on. Look, it's a wonderful, wonderful place to visit. It's so calm, relaxed here, and then you've produced this great rum.
Well, the rum, we're very proud of our rum. We do a single cask rum, if you're familiar with whiskies. It's like a single malt. It's not blended. We're very proud of it. We cut our white rum to as pure a product as we can get, and we've done extremely well with that. And then, as you know, obviously as you age it, it just goes from good to better to pretty darn good.
We've already heard about St Nicholas Abbey being a traditional distillery, and we've had a great tour of the house from Angelique, and we're here in this lovely room with all these old barrels to try some of the rum. So what do we have?
You're going to have a taste of our 5-year-old rum and our 12-year-old rum as well.
So the 5-year-old, this is just how long they're aged for in barrels like this.
Yes,
gives them a
please.
different flavour.
Yes, please.
Okay,
and
well,
it's a single cask rum, so it's fully aged.
Okay, and you don't mix the rums, do you? It's
no, we don't do any mixing or blending. Straight from the barrels to the bottle.
Right. Okay. Well, let's try the 5-year-old one. And what should we expect with this?
The 5-year-old rum, you're going to have a little taste of our sugarcane syrup in it.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be sweet, not as smooth as the 12, but it's definitely going to be tasty.
Oh, that smells lovely. It smells smooth.
Yes,
so let's taste it. Wow. There is something about that. You can tell it's not blended.
Yes.
And the sugar comes really through.
Yes, that's why I told you taste the sugarcane syrup. Because since we make from sugarcane syrup and not molasses, it gives it a sweeter taste and a sweeter scent as well.
So what about the older one, the 12-year-old?
The 12-year-old, that is definitely going to be smoother than the 5-year-old. And you're going to taste a little bit more of the oak barrel because it's been aged for 7 more years.
And so the oak barrels, is there anything in the oak barrels, or is it just...
They are oak barrels that were imported from Kentucky. So they previously had bourbon in them. They're charred on the inside. So that's where the rum...
Is that where the colour comes from?
Yes, please. It extracts its flavour and its colour as well.
Let's have a taste of this one. This is the 12-year-old. And a different colour. You can taste that darker colour, can't you?
Just a tad bit darker.
Oh, yes. Wow. That's amazing. You could sip that over ice or something.
It is something that you sip, strictly for sipping, not for blending.
Absolutely, listen to me, absolutely delicious, he said. Hold me up, please. Well, we've had a great day tasting rum from all over the island. And we've arrived at our last destination, which is the Four Square Distillery. Now, this place is great because it's designed for you to be able to walk around and go inside the distillery and see how rum is made. So let's go, shall we? This distillery is owned by the Seal family, and when they came here in 1996, it had the advantage of its own fresh water supply. Now, Barbadian water is actually filtered through the coral and limestone of the island, so it's exceptionally pure and tastes amazing. That's one of the secrets, if you like, of the rum industry here in Barbados. Behind me are the fermentation tanks. This is the first stage of making rum, and then you go through to the distillery. But the smell in here is incredible. I wish I could describe it to you. It's just sugar. I feel like I'm going to put on 3 pounds just talking to you right now. Let's have a look at a couple of the stages that rum goes through. Now, this one here is the first part of the distillation, and that is 96% proof. And trust me, you can feel and smell the whiff of that from over here. This is where it ends up as. And it becomes this colour because it goes into barrels which come from all over the world. Some have had wine in them, some have had sherry, some have had bourbon, and it naturally colours the rum that we enjoy drinking. Well, we decided to stop here and make today's programme and broadcast live from Four Square, but we're not going to stay inside with this equipment. We're going to go back outside and enjoy some of the sunshine.